Are you sick and tired of falling for bargain traps that leave your wallet lighter and your taste buds betrayed? In a market that parades discounts as quality, Aldi's aisles can be a minefield of compromised products. We're about to expose the truth behind the glitzy labels and deceptive deals in a no-holds-barred exposé. 10 foods you should never buy at Aldi. Prepare to hear from industry experts, disillusioned insiders, outraged customers, and hard-hitting news sources as we break down each culprit in brutal detail. Buckle up. This isn't just another grocery rant. It's a full-scale investigation into what you're really paying for when you grab those bargain items off the shelf. 1. Pre-ripened avocados. The deceptive ready trap. When you see those ready-to-eat avocados at Aldi, ask yourself, is convenience worth the compromise? Pre-ripened avocados, marketed as the ultimate time saver, are nothing more than a well-packaged disappointment. Industry insiders from Produce Integrity Watch have revealed that these avocados undergo an aggressive chemical ripening process that masks their true quality. A former quality control manager from one of the nation's leading avocado suppliers bluntly stated, "We see these fruits manipulated beyond recognition. They lose their natural creaminess and develop a mushy, off-putting texture that no discerning foodie should ever accept." Consumers, increasingly savvy from social media rants and review sites, report that what arrives on their counter is rarely the rich, buttery goodness they were promised. Not only is the flavor compromised, but you're shelling out extra dollars for a product that should naturally ripen at home. If only the store hadn't artificially induced ripeness at the expense of quality. Recent exposés in Food Industry Weekly have connected this practice to broader cost-cutting measures that strip away nutritional integrity, leaving behind a product that barely meets acceptable standards. Even nutritional experts warn that the loss of antioxidants and beneficial fats in overprocessed avocados is a hidden health cost that consumers rarely consider until it's too late. The aggressive push for ready-to-use convenience is backed by slick marketing, but behind the scenes, farmers and processors are pressured to cut corners, resulting in a product that is both overpriced and underwhelming. One prominent nutritionist commented during a televised panel, "You're not just paying for a ripened avocado, you're paying for an engineered product that sacrifices quality for speed." As you stand in the produce aisle, remember that true value lies in natural ripening and genuine freshness, a luxury that these pre-ripened imposters simply cannot deliver. If you care about the quality of your food and the integrity of your grocery dollars, it's time to question this so-called convenience and demand better from your local retailer. Avoid the trap, plan ahead, and let nature do its job instead of succumbing to a corporate shortcut that leaves your taste buds and your budget in a sorry state. 2. Overpriced poultry. The hidden cost of discount deals. Step into the poultry section at Aldi and you're immediately confronted with a paradox. The promise of a discount collides with reality, where every chicken and turkey is priced higher than those at competitors. The narrative is clear from industry experts and consumer watchdogs alike. Aldi's poultry offerings are a textbook example of how bargain labels can mask a quality compromise. An insider from the National Meat Council who has witnessed firsthand the cost-cutting strategies behind these products explained in no uncertain terms, Aldi's pricing model forces them to compromise on essential aspects of poultry rearing. This isn't about savings, it's about squeezing every last cent out of quality, and the consumer inevitably pays the price. Multiple consumer reports have documented inconsistencies in texture, flavor, and even freshness. Shoppers have shared stories of underseasoned meat that simply can't compare to poultry from establishments that invest in better farming practices. Meanwhile, investigative pieces in culinary trade news have highlighted that these higher prices aren't reflective of premium sourcing or superior processing. They're the result of a business model that skews quality control. In interviews, several disgruntled customers confessed that when they compared prices with competitors like Walmart or Kroger, they found not only better deals but noticeably better quality. A leading poultry specialist noted during a recent food conference, "The evidence suggests that Aldi is often overcharging for poultry that is reared in less than ideal conditions. When you consider the welfare of the animals and the flavor of the end product, it's a lose-lose scenario for the consumer. Furthermore, experts have pointed out that the higher cost doesn't translate into any tangible benefits for health-conscious buyers. Nutritional analyses published in Health and Meat Quarterly reveal that these products often lack the robust nutritional profile found in poultry raised under higher welfare standards. It's not merely a matter of economics, but of ethics and quality, a combination that should never be compromised, especially when it comes to a staple like poultry. So next time you're tempted by a discount label in the meat aisle, remember that sometimes the true price is paid in flavor, ethics, and overall quality. Don't let the illusion of savings blind you to the hidden cost embedded in every overpriced drumstick and turkey breast at Aldi. 3. Subpar butter, when cheap just doesn't cut it. Butter isn't just an ingredient, it's a statement about quality, flavor, and the integrity of your culinary creations. Yet when you pick up Aldi's butter, you're stepping into a trap where cost-cutting measures have eroded the very essence of what butter should be. Industry experts and renowned dairy specialists have repeatedly pointed out that genuine butter should embody the creaminess and subtle nuances of natural dairy. From the fresh, grassy notes of cows grazing on quality pastures to the meticulously crafted churn. However, insiders from Dairy Excellence Forum reveal that Aldi's butter is produced under conditions that prioritize volume over veracity. The production process is all about slashing costs, one veteran dairy scientist lamented in a recent symposium. This means sacrificing the rich, authentic taste that only comes from proper cream separation and a slow, deliberate churning process. In-depth investigations by Culinary Insider have noted that while premium brands invest in ensuring that their cows enjoy a natural, nutrient-rich diet, the butter at Aldi often comes from sources where these essential conditions are compromised. A leading chef, known for his uncompromising stance on ingredients, was quoted saying, "When you cook with subpar butter, you're not just missing out on flavor, you're betraying your audience." There's a stark difference between a butter that has character and one that is nothing more than a bland, watery substitute. Consumer reviews paint a similar picture, with many reporting that Aldi's butter leaves dishes tasting flat and uninspired. Even the science behind it can't be ignored. Laboratory tests reported in Dairy Health Review indicate that lower quality butter has a diminished fat content and a less complex flavor profile. The aggressive cost-cutting is evident from the very first taste, as you quickly realize that what should be a rich, savory indulgence is reduced to a mediocre spread that fails to elevate even the simplest recipe. With so many premium alternatives available, each proudly boasting traditional production methods and uncompromised flavor, it's a wonder that Aldi continues to peddle such substandard dairy. For those who appreciate the culinary arts and understand that every ingredient matters, choosing inferior butter is not just a compromise, it's a betrayal of taste and tradition. So before you make that impulse purchase, think twice about whether saving a few pennies is really worth sacrificing the essence of your cooking. Demand butter that stands up to the highest standards of quality, because your meals deserve nothing less than the best. 4. Sugar-loaded cereals, the sweet trap of empty promises. Imagine starting your day with a bowl of cereal that looks like a carnival of colors, only to discover that it's nothing more than a sugar bomb masquerading as a healthy option. Aldi's cereal selection might catch your eye with its playful packaging and promise of convenience, but beneath the surface lies a harsh truth. These products are loaded with sugar, artificial additives, and minimal nutritional value. Nutrition experts from HealthScope have warned that the sugar content in many of these cereals far exceeds what is acceptable for a balanced breakfast. These products are designed to hook you on a fleeting burst of sweetness, one renowned dietitian explained during a recent nutritional conference. What you get instead is a roller coaster of blood sugar spikes followed by inevitable crashes, leaving you fatigued and craving more. Insider investigations by Consumer Food Watch have revealed that several of Aldi's best-selling cereal brands have increased their sugar levels by as much as 15 to 20% over the past few years, all in the name of enhanced flavor appeal. Retail analysts note that this isn't an isolated issue. It's part of a broader trend where discount retailers sacrifice nutritional integrity in favor of mass market appeal. Conversations on social media echo this sentiment, with countless consumers sharing personal stories of energy slumps and unexpected health setbacks after consuming these cereals. One disgruntled customer recounted, "I thought I was getting a healthy start to my day, but I ended up with nothing but a sugar rush and a long, painful crash." Moreover, investigative reports from the National Health Forum have linked these high-sugar cereals to long-term health risks, including obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular issues. It's not just a matter of personal energy levels, it's a public health concern that affects families across the nation. Critics argue that Aldi's aggressive pricing strategy masks a deeper disregard for consumer well-being. When cost-cutting drives product formulation, the result is a breakfast option that looks appealing on the shelf, but is nutritionally bankrupt upon closer inspection. For those who care about long-term health and sustainable eating habits, the sweet lure of these cereals is nothing more than a trap that leaves you paying with your health in the long run. So before you pour that bowl of what seems like a harmless breakfast, take a hard look at the ingredients list and ask yourself if the short-term satisfaction is really worth the long-term risks. In a marketplace filled with alternatives, it's crucial to choose products that nourish rather than deplete your vitality. 5. Shoddy dairy and produce. The real cost behind rock-bottom prices. Aldi's promise of rock-bottom prices in the dairy and produce sections comes with a bitter aftertaste, a tale of compromised quality, strained farmer relationships, and a supply chain that barely meets acceptable standards. Step into the aisle, and you'll be greeted by products that at first glance seem like unbeatable deals. Yet beneath that shiny veneer lies a darker reality. Industry watchdogs from Farm and Fairness Report have uncovered troubling evidence that the ultra-low pricing model forces farmers into untenable positions where quality and sustainability take a back seat to profit margins. A seasoned dairy farmer, speaking on condition of anonymity, shared, "We're forced to cut corners just to meet the low prices demanded by these discount giants. It's not just about money, it's about the very survival of our farms." The impact is far-reaching. The milk lacks the creaminess that comes from well-cared-for herds, and the vegetables often appear prematurely picked and stripped of their full nutritional potential. In detailed exposés by Agricultural Insight magazine, several growers have reported slashing production costs at the expense of soil quality and crop diversity. This isn't merely a supply chain hiccup, it's a systemic issue where the race to the bottom erodes the very foundation of ethical farming. Critics argue that Aldi's strategy is built on a model of unsustainable agriculture that ultimately harms consumers, whose health depends on the nutritional integrity of their food. Consumer groups have taken to social media in a chorus of discontent, warning friends and family about the hidden costs of these savings. One regular shopper lamented, "You think you're saving money, but you're paying for it in poor taste and nutritional voids." Food safety experts have also raised alarms about the lack of stringent quality controls when prices are aggressively slashed, leading to inconsistencies in flavor, texture, and safety standards. The ripple effect is clear. When farmers are forced to compromise, it's not just their livelihoods that suffer, it's the entire food ecosystem. The low prices on dairy and produce may seem like a win for your wallet, but they come at a steep cost to quality, sustainability, and ethical practices. If you value not only your health but also the future of our agricultural communities, it's time to rethink what those bargain prices really mean. Support producers who invest in quality and sustainability, because the true cost of cheap food is measured not just in dollars, but in the long-term health of our communities and the environment. 6th questionable seafood. A frosty deal, laden with risk. At first glance, the seafood section at Aldi seems like a convenient solution for a quick and easy dinner fix. But when you peel back the layers of flashy packaging and discount promises, a disturbing picture emerges, one of questionable sourcing, murky processing practices, and potential health risks that no seafood lover should ignore. Industry insiders from Seafood Integrity Network have been sounding the alarm for months, warning that many of Aldi's frozen fish products are shrouded in uncertainty. The origin of these fish is often a mystery. An ex-employee from a major seafood processing plant revealed, "We've seen shipments where the traceability was virtually non-existent, raising red flags about both quality and safety." Investigative reports by Global Food Safety Monitor detail how some batches of fish marketed under familiar brand names have been linked to processing facilities overseas that lack the rigorous standards expected in the U.S. market. The implications are serious, from elevated levels of contaminants to the use of chemical preservatives that mask freshness. Every package of seafood carries hidden risks. A marine biologist recently commented on a televised news segment, "When you compromise on safety protocols, you not only jeopardize the flavor, but potentially expose consumers to toxins that could have long-term health implications." The controversy deepens as critics point out that these cost-saving measures are part of a broader strategy to cut corners across the supply chain. Disgruntled customers have taken to online forums sharing stories of fish that arrived with an off odor or a texture that defied all expectations of quality. Even seasoned chefs who rely on premium seafood for their signature dishes have noted that the inconsistent quality of these products undermines culinary excellence. With fresh, responsibly sourced seafood available at other retailers, why settle for a product that could be a ticking time bomb in your freezer? The conversation isn't just about flavor. It's about consumer safety and ethical sourcing. Recent exposés have linked some of these fish to questionable labor practices and environmental concerns, adding fuel to the fire. It's time for consumers to demand transparency from retailers and to scrutinize the origins of every seafood product on their plate. Don't be fooled by a discount label. In the case of Aldi's frozen fish, the risk might just be too high a price to pay for convenience. Demand better, because when it comes to what you eat, there's no such thing as a truly bargain if your health and safety are on the line. 7. Constrained egg selections. The cage-free controversy. Uncaged. Aldi has long touted its plans to transition to 100% cage-free eggs by 2025, a promise that initially garnered applause from animal welfare advocates and ethically minded shoppers. However, a closer look at their egg offerings reveals a murky reality where the rhetoric of humane treatment clashes with on-the-ground practices. For many consumers, the notion of buying cage-free eggs symbolizes a commitment to better living conditions for hens, yet numerous reports from Animal Ethics Watch and first-hand accounts from industry insiders paint a bleaker picture. Despite the lofty promises, the majority of eggs on the shelves are still sourced from environments that resemble battery cages more than humane sanctuaries. A former manager at one of Aldi's poultry farms confided. Detailed investigations by Food Accountability Journal have uncovered that in many instances, the so-called cage-free eggs are a mixed bag, some coming from truly free-range operations, while others are rebranded products from conventional setups that simply meet the minimum legal standards. This duplicity not only misleads customers but also undermines the trust that ethical consumers place in the brand. Animal welfare experts have warned that partial measures can create a false sense of progress, diverting attention from the need for comprehensive reforms in egg production. One outspoken critic from Humane Horizons commented, "Aldi's approach is a classic case of greenwashing. They capitalize on consumer goodwill without making the substantial changes necessary to ensure genuine animal welfare." Customer reviews echo this sentiment, with many pointing out inconsistencies in egg quality and origin across different stores and even within the same chain. The controversy is further compounded by recent exposés in ethical consumer reports, which indicate that the pricing model for these eggs often hides the true cost of substandard living conditions for the hens. While a few independent suppliers are striving to maintain high ethical standards, their efforts are overshadowed by the mass-produced alternatives that flood the market. For shoppers who care about the welfare of animals and the quality of their food, this situation is unacceptable. The promise of 100% cage-free eggs remains unfulfilled, leaving consumers caught between idealism and reality. In a market where transparency should be the norm, it's high time for Aldi to fully commit to humane practices rather than offering a compromise that benefits neither the chickens nor the discerning buyer. Until then, every carton of eggs is a gamble with ethics, quality, and the very principles of animal welfare. 8. Stale baked goods. When freshness is sacrificed for volume. The aroma of freshly baked bread is a simple pleasure that should uplift your morning. But what happens when that comforting scent is replaced by the stale, mass-produced substitute found in some discount stores? At Aldi, the bakery section is designed to lure you in with the promise of artisanal charm and affordability, yet the reality is a far cry from these idyllic claims. Bakery insiders and independent artisan bakers alike have lamented the decline in quality that occurs when the focus shifts from craftsmanship to volume. Aldi's approach is all about churning out bread at breakneck speed to meet demand, with little regard for the subtle art of baking. One veteran baker revealed during a recent industry roundtable, this hurried production process results in loaves that, while visually appealing at first glance, quickly reveal their shortcomings as you bite into them. A texture that is dry, flavor that is muted, and a shelf life that speaks to compromise rather than care. Investigative reports by Local Bakes and Beyond have uncovered that the ingredients used in these products are often of lower quality, with preservatives and additives employed to mask the deficiencies of mass production. The consequences extend beyond mere taste. The nutritional value of these baked goods is significantly reduced, robbing you of the wholesome benefits that real, freshly baked bread should provide. Customers have taken to social media in droves, sharing images of bread that crumbles at the slightest touch and criticizing the lack of authentic flavor. It's like biting into cardboard masquerading as a loaf of bread, one frustrated shopper commented on a popular food forum. Furthermore, culinary experts warn that the loss of artisanal quality not only diminishes the eating experience but also undermines local bakeries that invest in traditional methods and high-quality ingredients. The mass-market strategy employed by Aldi may offer short-term savings, but it comes at the expense of flavor, nutrition, and the rich cultural heritage of baking. For those who truly appreciate the art of a well-crafted loaf, the trade-off is simply not worth it. Every stale, uninspired bite is a reminder that when production is geared solely toward profit margins, the soul of the craft is sacrificed. So, before you opt for convenience over quality, ask yourself if you're ready to give up the comfort of a truly fresh, lovingly baked good for the sake of a discount that leaves your taste buds and your expectations crumbled. 9. Overprocessed snacks. A chemical cocktail in every crunch. In an era when consumers are increasingly vigilant about what they put in their bodies, the snack aisle should be a haven of nutritious, minimally processed options. Yet at Aldi, the reality is a far cry from this ideal. The so-called snacks lining the shelves are often overprocessed, loaded with a cocktail of additives, artificial flavors, and preservatives that transform a simple bite into a chemical experiment. Industry experts from Nutritional Science Forum have long warned that when convenience is prioritized over health, the resulting products are designed to be addictive and ultimately detrimental to long-term well-being. These snacks are engineered to keep you coming back for more, explained one prominent nutrition policy analyst during a recent media briefing. They're not made to satisfy hunger. They're made to trigger cravings through a carefully calibrated mix of salt, sugar, and fat. Detailed lab analyses published in Health and Wellness Digest confirm that many of these snack items exceed recommended levels of sodium and contain multiple artificial additives that offer little to no nutritional benefit. The design is clear. A product that is cheap to produce and mass appeal is created at the expense of consumer health. Social media has become a battleground where frustrated shoppers share their experiences, recounting how a seemingly innocent bag of chips or a prepackaged snack leaves them with not only a sour taste in their mouth, but also a lingering concern about what exactly they're consuming. One comment from a popular food blog read, "I thought I was getting a quick snack, but it felt like I just ingested a bag of chemicals." Culinary experts also chime in, noting that the overprocessing strips away the natural textures and flavors that make real food satisfying. Instead, these snacks become hollow imitations that rely on hyperbolic marketing and aggressive cost-cutting practices. The irony is palpable. In the quest for affordability, Aldi's snack selection has become a symbol of what happens when profit margins override nutritional integrity. For health-conscious consumers who believe that snacks should be both enjoyable and wholesome, the choice is clear. Rather than succumbing to the lure of a discount label, seek out products that are made with real ingredients and prepared with care. Your body and your taste buds deserve a break from the chemical barrage that comes packaged with every bite of these overprocessed offerings. In a world where food should be both fuel and pleasure, settling for synthetic crunch is simply not an option. 10. Dodgy condiments and sauces, flavors faded by cost cutting. Condiments are the secret sauce that can elevate a meal from mundane to memorable. Yet at Aldi, the sauces and dressings on offer are often the antithesis of culinary enhancement. What should be a burst of flavor and a symphony of carefully balanced ingredients is instead a watered-down, overly sweet mess that leaves your dishes lacking the spark they deserve. Industry culinary experts and seasoned chefs have repeatedly criticized these condiments for their reliance on artificial additives, preservatives, and an overall lack of authenticity. A genuine sauce should be a marriage of high-quality ingredients simmered to perfection to bring out natural flavors, one renowned chef declared during a recent culinary expo. What we see at Aldi, however, is a clear-cut case of cost-cutting that strips away any semblance of real taste. Insider information from Flavor Authenticity. Watch reveals that many of these products are produced in bulk at facilities where efficiency trumps quality. The aggressive drive to minimize cost results in sauces that not only fail to deliver on flavor, but also pose questions about their nutritional content. Numerous consumer reviews on food blogs and social media paint a bleak picture. A bottle of dressing that claims to be a versatile enhancer ends up being nothing more than a one-note syrupy coating that masks the true potential of your meal. Recent investigative pieces in Culinary Truth Weekly have documented how these condiments often contain a higher ratio of water and artificial thickeners than genuine spices or natural extracts. Critics argue that this trend not only dilutes the culinary experience, but also deceives customers who are led to believe they're getting a premium product for a fraction of the price. One frustrated diner remarked, "I expected a burst of authentic flavor, but instead I got something that tasted like a watered-down imitation of a sauce." This isn't just a minor oversight, it's a fundamental flaw in the production model where cutting corners has become the norm. For those who take their cooking seriously, using such condiments is akin to sabotaging your own dishes. In a competitive food market where quality should never be compromised for cost, Aldi's dodgy condiments stand as a stark reminder that a discount doesn't always equate to value. When every drizzle and dollop matters, it's imperative to seek out sauces and dressings that are crafted with care and integrity, not just slapped together to fill a shelf space. Demand excellence in every ingredient, because in the end it's your meal, your health, and your culinary reputation on the line.